So people are actually struggling with one thing, and the need is to get access and analyze the vast data sets of data that are created by the ERP systems, so front office systems like CRM and back office like ERPs. So our databases, our ERPs are fully loaded with terabytes of data. So there's one, for a business user who is using those products, so pretty much everyone now has an application. There's one strong need to have like a holistic view of the data you have in the company. And there's only one way actually to provide this is by using a business intelligence. So currently, well, historically, the traditional old-fashioned players have been delivering reports. So the users have been asked by IT departments what kind of questions you would like to ask the business intelligence tool so they can provide you reports. So the issue with that is that you, as a user, you are kind of forced, obliged to pre-think what you're going to ask to the tool, which is nonsense, actually, because if you ask one question, most of the time, the answer gives you, another question you would like to ask to the system, and so on and so forth. So the traditional BI tools providing reports are an issue for the users. So we provide not reports, we provide answers, because the way QlikView works actually is not by providing reports, is by providing a complete view, access from the smallest detailed data up to the aggregation, like a yearly revenue or yearly growth, all in a single dashboard. So the issues with traditional BI is that it takes way too long to be deployed, and it costs a lot of money, and most of the time it's a failure. So if you look at any analysis reports from people analyzing that kind of industry, what you're going to see is that traditional business intelligence so a traditional project is going to last 18 months. It's going to cost millions of dollars, and it's going to be a failure in more than 70% of the time. And obviously the end users will not be happy. QlikView is deployed in weeks, sometimes in days, and provides immediate answers to business questions without the costly infrastructure like data warehouses, ETL tools, and again, there's no need for heavy consulting, no need for heavy IT infrastructure. So that's a totally different way of implementing answers to the business users. Well, this is new generation business intelligence. New generation means mainly two things. Well, let's say three things. First thing is in memory. So again, we don't want to read the data on disk. All the data needs to be in memory, because when you have a question, the answer is given back to you in seconds, not in minutes or days. So this is first thing, in memory. Second thing, the value proposition is simplifying analysis for everyone. So simplicity is key. Everyone is every single business user, not the executive or not the PhDs, every people in the company. And third, the value proposition in terms of time to implementation time, cost and value. We, in average, the product actually provides twice the value for half of the cost and 1/4 of the time versus traditional BI. Right. So what we think is that the future of BI is simplicity. The more simple it is, the more users will use those tools. So today, if you do the traditional tools again, you're going to have maybe 1%, 2% of the business users in a company using those tools. It's way too complicated, way too restricted to people who, because the licenses are expensive, because The deployment time is long because the deployment is expensive as well, and it's limited to 1%, 2%. With QlikView, we expect actually to cover the entire scope of business use in a company, because the product is so easy to use that there are no restrictions to the deployment. So this is one future of business intelligence is business users, everyone in the company, because it's simple and powerful at the same time. The second thing is performance. We strongly think that today, because of Moore's law, the power of computing is multiplied by 2 every 18 months, if I remember well. So that plays with us, for us. So the more we can load data into memory, and today we have customers loading terabytes of raw data in memory, then compress it so it becomes 100 times smaller. So the more you can load in the memory, the more you give power to the users in order to do analytics. So this is a second thing. And a third thing is deployment. So you're not restricted. People don't want to be restricted to just one kind of deployment. So on-premise, for example, they need on-premise, they need in the cloud, they need on laptops, and they need on mobile phones or mobile devices. And we provide this with a single tool, so it's exactly the same tool, it's exactly the same simplicity, from the mobile devices down to the desktops.